It's the Doublewide Dudes. Oh yeah. Well, all right. Welcome back to another episode of Doublewide Dudes. Well, I should say dude on this one. I'm going to be tackling this episode alone. AP couldn't make it. Tell you a little bit about my day. I just got back from jiu-jitsu. I've been going strong, man. The training's getting better. Really digging the daily progression of jiu-jitsu. It's a beautiful art. I do suggest anyone who's at least giving it a thought to go out and give it a try. But yeah, let me get right to it. In these next couple episodes, we're going to share with you guys some family experiences, some of the people that we've had the pleasure to help out and getting home, and do some short interviews and talk about what their expectations were, their fears, or the challenges they had to overcome, and really just their overall experience. In this episode, we're going to have the interview between Alberto and Leroy. He's been on the podcast before, you may have heard him, but he's been a big help to actually getting the word out for our business, him and his family, and vice versa. I had the pleasure to help him out. His home was part of the project that Adam and Wes over at White Claw Jones put together for us, and it turned out great. I mean, there's already 20,000 views, and there's really some spectacular footage on getting the whole project from start to finish. So, but yeah, let's jump into the interview so you guys can hear what really went on in Leroy's brain and how he dealt with the whole thing, and hopefully you guys can take something away from it and maybe give you the opportunity, the inspiration to take the leap to become a homeowner yourself, and realize that if you're committed on buying a home, you just got to take that first step and find the right team that can help you get it to the finish line. But yeah, let's jump right into the interview. This one was recorded by Adam over at our office, and it was the interview between Alberto and Leroy. And there's also some audio of Leroy over at his house for his daughter's graduation party for the initial reveal. So enjoy.
So we have my brand new home behind me. When we first looked at the property, there was nothing here. Nobody had ever lived here. A lot of brush, a lot of trees. Wasn't sure how it was going to happen. Turned out to be a pretty easy process, pretty smooth. Didn't take long at all. Within months, we went from, oh my God, where do you start, to obviously right behind me, I have my home. And kids are happy, wife's happy. Couldn't have thanked the crew at White Cloud and Boston Mobile for...
This is Leroy in front of his house, talking about the finished product and how it turned out. We were over at his daughter's graduation party, and he was just giving his insight on the whole project. This next part coming up is the interview between Alberto and Leroy.
So the home buying experience, it wasn't just you say yes and you got a house. It was a process. Took several months. From a home buyer's viewpoint, how was the experience on your end?
At the very beginning, much like anybody else, there's nervousness, there's questions on where do we start? Is this really going to happen? Why do they need all this info? And y'all guys explained and walked me through everything. And it was simple enough that I could still be at work and answer whatever questions we needed, either through email, text, phone call. And it just made the whole process simple. Y'all told us step by step what was going to happen, worst case scenarios, best case scenarios. And nothing came to me as a surprise after speaking to you and going through the step-by-step process, and it made it real easy. At the very start, of course, like everybody else, there's the unsureness of what's going to happen. We went on and we moved further forward. It seemed like instead of it getting harder, it actually got easier.
But y'all didn't actually see your home. You didn't get to walk through models. We were downtown, and talk about that experience a little bit. Were there any hesitations up front, or?
There was a little bit of hesitation until we got to see that virtual reality tour, which was pretty neat. Once we were able to look, see a couple of different houses. You showed us a couple of different models, and once she saw, it saved us time, because we were able to look at different houses, different setups. You know, hey, we like this, we like that, we like these color cabinets, you know, the whole works. And rather than having to jump from one house to another house, you know, then, well, we don't have this house at this location, but you can drive to this location. It saved us a lot of money, saved us a lot of time, a lot of headaches on both ends. And a decision was made within, you know, you're talking an hour, hour and a half, you know, on what we were set on and what we liked and what we wanted. And it was just unbelievable on how realistic that virtual reality tour was that we had taken.
So when the home got there, you could see it live and in person, how did that compare to what you had seen online and with the virtual reality tours?
When we saw it online with the virtual reality tours and then seeing it live, it was... The best way to explain it is it wasn't something I wasn't expecting. Everything that I had seen live was what I had seen through the virtual reality tour. There wasn't anything that was out of place. It wasn't nothing that we hadn't seen through the tour that we couldn't see when we first took our steps through the door for the first time. So essentially it was as if we had already walked through the house several times before. So there was no big surprise when we saw it live versus seeing it through the virtual reality tour.
So the first thing after closing, I know you and Michelle and the kids, you went and walked around your acre of land. Tell us what's going through your mind that first day, you and your family walking through this acre of land you just purchased.
Well, as a father of 5 kids, that feeling of, man, you know, here I am a mechanic. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer. You know, I just make an honest living to what I think is a skilled job. And to see the kids walk around before even the house was there, just walking on the property, was heartwarming. Looking at all the trees, you know, it was a vision that I had years ago, and not knowing it was going to happen to becoming reality. Like, man, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You get that question in your mind turns into something positive. This is happening. This is gonna happen. Kids are running around, you know, they're playing. Everybody stereotypes, you know, the white picket fence kind of thing goes on in your mind. But with me, it was more, you know, part of their future as well as mine. After that kind of settled in, the question was, okay, now where do we start? You know, all these trees, all this brush, and then, man, you got your team together, and before you know it, the clearing was done. There was
Mousetrap again. He proceeds to talk about the expectations he had for the time frame it was going to get all done. When he first saw the raw land, he really didn't see it as a possibility for it to get done as fast as it did. Once the first step of the land clearing got started and finished, slowly he started to see the pieces come together.
So just like with any other construction project, we ran into some hiccups, some bumps. From your viewpoint, what was it like from a customer perspective working with us to overcome these obstacles we ran into during the construction part of your home?
Well, working with y'all, trying to get through the bumps, you know, really, I didn't feel like I was put aside and put on the back burner. We kept in contact together. It was honestly like working with family, not just a friendship or a customer or, you know, you're just a company. It was as if you were buying the house with me, as if we were doing it together. The bumps, you know, we worked together. You know, it wasn't, well, you know, you figure this out and you make this phone call and then just touch base with me later. It was a constant, well, you know, hey, let's do this. Let's call these people. Let's email who we need to. If I got a response or you get a response, divide and conquer. Let's get this done.
Nice. Michelle, for a minute, I know she didn't believe she was getting a house until Yo-Yo Daniel did, right?
Yeah, she was excited when she saw the base there and the foundation, everything, the driveway and everything coming together. And she was like, I don't know that this is gonna happen. I know it's happening, but it was kind of a joke. It was kind of an inside bet. Well, what if I bet you we're gonna do this? Then you're gonna rub my feet for a month or whatever. So she did get a little question in her mind: is this really gonna happen? Of course, she grew up on right down the street from where I did, and the anxiety was there. What do we do? What is there anything we can do to help the process? And she was kind of looking outside looking in, per se. And it was me and you working together, and she didn't have too many questions. And once the house was there, the questions stopped, and her imagination just went through the roof. And you couldn't have asked for, as a husband, to see your wife get so excited. And I hadn't seen the smile on her face like that, that wide, since the day we said the I do's. And that was one of the best feelings I could have ever had.
I want to thank the Chavez family for entrusting us to be their home builder and get this project done for them. Also want to thank Adam and White Cloud Drones for teaming up with us and making some incredible footage for us, to showcase Broston Mobile Homes and really get the word out to help families change their lives. But that does it for this episode. Tune into the next one. We're going to get another family on, and so they can talk about their experience and see how it turned out for them. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in the next one.